Hey friends, happy Monday. I hope you guys kicked all of the butts all weekend long and just were feeling great and are just enjoying the week so far. So last night obviously was the big game. You notice a lot of brands, which this isn't the topic of this video, but a lot of brands started calling it the big game because Super Bowl is copywritten, so brands can't use it in their copy or on graphics or anything like that. So that's just an aside. Anyway, while the Super Bowl was going on, I started having an interesting conversation in my DM. Someone sent me a Facebook DM. One of my buddies was asking about whether or not Super Bowl ads are a good investment. And that's an actually interesting question. Obviously, the companies think they are, otherwise they wouldn't buy them. But we decided to go ahead and actually take a look at the numbers behind this. And I thought you guys might like this. I'm betting this is a conversation that's come up more than once. So let's actually look at the numbers from last night's game. So before we jump into the conversation, quick 30-second backstory. When we buy ads, we look for a few relevant metrics on, let's say Facebook. Let's just pick Facebook as a platform right now, or Instagram by that measure. We look for a few specific things as a measure of success. When it's a brand awareness ad, we're looking for how many accounts did we reach, or how many people did we reach, so unique people. How often did we reach them, so that's called our frequency. So if one person saw an ad 3 times, our frequency is 3. And then how much did it cost? What's our CPM? That's cost per mil, so cost per 1,000 people. On average right now, it's all over the place for industries, but say pizza might be like $1 to reach 1,000 people in a pretty tight area. That changes around a lot. Most often, I would say like a national average, all industries combined, you're looking at like a $5 maybe CPM to reach 1,000 people, something like that. And there's no way to really measure it. Anyway, now that you know all that, let's talk about the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl last night, the math looks like this. There was about 100 million people watched the game. It was 99.9 for the purpose of this video. We're gonna round it up. And an average commercial ran about $5.5 million for a 30-second spot. So you're looking at your CPM last night was about $55 if you ran a commercial. That's really high considering what I just told you, where an average might be like $5 for pizza. It might be like $1 because your goal is just blast a radius with like a whole bunch of ads in a short time frame. So $50 CPMs with a frequency, because you only got one shot at this, of 1, where it often adds your frequency. You try to get between like 2 and 4. That way people like see your branding, see your messaging. Like, remember, you try and get into their brain, in their daily lives. When they see your ad 1 or 2 times, they're like, okay, like maybe this is for me, something like that. So Super Bowl, you're looking at $50 CPMs with a frequency of 1. The goal there is absolute home run. Your goal has to be absolutely blasting this, and assume you're not going to get conversions off of it. So for some brands, it's fine. And I should make a note with the frequency now that I'm thinking about this. There are some commercials, if you saw like Paramount Plus had like 1,000 spots last night. They paid a ton of money up front to really try and generate that traffic. The ads were really cool. I'm looking forward to Yellowstone, which they kind of hinted at. That looked like a pretty cool show. So yeah, that's the overall math. $50 CPMs, which is insanely high. You look at TV on average. Most TV on average, like a regular commercial during a non-Super Bowl time, you're looking at maybe like a $25-ish CPM, depending on when you're running, how often people are you running it during dinner, or are you running it like 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Is your target audience doing stuff? The other thing you really need to consider when you're paying these $50 CPMs is, since it's a commercial, in the beginning of the game, people are like hyped about the commercial, stuff like that. Post halftime, there tends to be a trend where people are getting up, using the bathroom, maybe they're putting their kids to bed, they're placing bets, placing wagers, they're talking with their friends, stuff like that. So your CPMs are you actually have a much smaller viewing audience. So with all of that in mind, is it a good buy? Maybe. Would I like to run one of those one day? Abso-freaking-lutely. It's kind of like the holy grail for a media planner right now is to get a Super Bowl ad running. Here's the aside from that. When you run an ad like that, you don't expect any conversions off of it. You have to run it with the assumption you're going to get no conversions off of it. Reach style ads, you just run with the goal of, I want to reach as many people as humanly possible. If you're looking for straight conversions, use a Facebook ad that's optimized for conversions. If you're looking for leads, use a Facebook ad that's looking for leads, right? So you're running that. Make sure, if you're going to run a Super Bowl ad, make sure your marketing's in place. Right now, one of the brands that ran an ad last night is called Skull Shaver. It looks like an awesome product. Made me want to shave my head. They had pretty good commercial set. look like a cool product. When you Google them, they didn't have enough Google Ads budget, so their ads didn't even appear, and that is nuts. So yeah, that's all of my thoughts on Super Bowl ads. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope this camera gets back in focus. Woo, it did it. And we'll go from there. Have an amazing week. I'll talk to you guys in 2 days. I think we got some fun stuff to talk about. Bye-bye.